Hello, freak bitches.
Joe, I brought a real treat for you.
Oh, yeah? What is it?
Gay frogs.
What?
I have gay frogs, Joe.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Let me see them.
You see that?
Alex, they're just frogs. How the hell am I supposed to know if they're gay?
Just look at them. Just like you can tell whether a man's gay by looking at him, it's the same with frogs.
How can you tell whether a man's gay just by looking at him?
You never heard of gaydar, Joe?
That's not a real thing.
I guess you don't have one.
You're saying you have one? Where is it? What does it look like? How does it work?
It's not a physical device, Joe. It's in here in my mind.
Well, how does it work?
It's like when you see a man and something feels a little off about him. You know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean.
It's like a survival instinct genetically coded into our brains through millions of years of evolution. Just like our minds are trained to make out faces in the dark as a way to keep alert of potential predators.
Face pareidolia.
Is that what's called?
Yeah.
Well, it's like that, but with gay people.
I'm not sure if that explains anything.
All right, imagine you're fighting someone in the ring. Once a man steps into a ring, and it doesn't even have to be a professional fighter. It can be any Joe Schmo from the street. And they're put up against an opponent. Their fight responses start to flare up, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's the same sort of response I get when I see gay people, except I get different reactions, like my butt cheeks tightening all of a sudden and being more mindful of my rear so I'm not caught off guard. I'm sure any guy who's ever been to prison knows what I'm talking about.
So it's like a natural instinct?
Yeah, you've never felt that before?
No.
Well, I'm sorry to say this to you, Joe, but you might be gay.
I'm not gay. You know me, Alex.
You lies?
Well, if you're so sure about your gaydar, why don't you use it to see if I'm gay?
I'm getting mixed signals.
Okay, back to the frogs.
If you observe them long enough, you can see them get down to having their gay sex.
Well, isn't that because you kept them confined for a long period of time together? I imagine if two men were locked up in a cramped cell for like a decade, they'd start doing things to each other out of desperation, sort of like prison.
No straight man would ever cuck to the whims of another man. Oh, and look at that. Look at him jumping up on the other one, salivating at his mouth, wanting to penetrate that little amphibious butthole with his slimy frog dick. Now, I'm no gay expert, but that's a gay frog.
I don't know, Alex. It just looks like one of them sort of trying to jump over the other.
Look, Joe, I am not gay. But if I were, this would be turning me on like crazy right now.
Alex, I'm not sure if gay people would find two frogs humping hot.
You want to bet? I'll bet $10,000 of my left testicle to the charity of your choice that gay people would be throwing dollar bills at these things if they were to ever go at it on a stage somewhere.
Well, there's no way to prove that, right?
What do you mean? Call up a bunch of gay guys. Let's see how they react to the frogs.
No, Alex, I'm not doing that.
What? You too scared to see the truth?
No, I just want to move on.
I'm telling you, Joe, if you release these onto the streets of West Hollywood, they'd have no trouble leaping their way in some gay bar and working the poles like the fabulous frogs they are.